Hey guys, what is up and welcome to today's video where I'm going to talk a little bit today about Ming's Cavalry challenge, particularly the insanity mode, and kind of give my thoughts on it. I know there's been a lot of discussion in the community on this challenge, as a lot of people see it as basically a giant cash grab. And this is because it's really annoying, but also the challenge and the way that they've kind of structured it really contradicts the reasoning they gave behind certain changes in the last update. So for those of you who are unaware, they removed perfect block or block proficiency to the level where you could get your team to block every hit perfectly, and the justification for that was that they did not want to limit the player base, especially the end game, into using a particular set of champions or team. And then they released this challenge which limits you and forces you to use particularly few champions to make it very easy. So stuff like Black Widow, duped Captain America, or a duped Scarlet Witch with a supporting crit team is kind of the ideal stuff that you need to complete this challenge. And if you don't have one of those champions, while it is possible with other ones, the main thing you're going to run into is you're going to be constantly taking damage, because you either need to drop the mastery evade in order to reduce the power gain and play around power flood, but if you do that, then your only choice for certain specials is to block them, which means you're going to take damage and your health is going down and you're going to have to spend money on revives and potions. So yeah, I think it just really contradicts a lot of the justification for past changes, and I'm not really too happy with it as a challenge. For example, I thought one thing that I think is really good in game as a challenge is Act 4 Maestro. So Act 4 Maestro is a kind of, it's basically a new boss to everybody that fights him, and his skill sets and abilities to successfully play around his level 1 is really difficult. You've got to get the timing right, and that has a real element of skill, but there's not really, there is obviously an element of skill in completing chapter 4, but there's a lot you can't really play around or do much about. And with a lot of the strategies, you just have to rely on luck a lot of the time, right? You're relying on an insane amount of luck. Like if I'm playing with Scarlet Witch, I need the opponent to be power locked or stunned pretty much all of the time. And there are certain things you can do, obviously, to increase that luck, like, having a crit team, and also, making sure that your Scarlet Witch is duped as high as she can possibly get. But it all kind of boils down to luck, really. And if I assume you're playing with Black Widow or Captain America, you would have to, on Captain America, kind of hope that you got as many kind of perfect blocks as possible. Let's just look at Iron Man in particular, as he's, the final boss, from the beam. And if you're looking at Black Widow, you just need to hope that you take as the least amount of damage possible when you are blocking abilities. So I really don't like the design of this, and I just kind of wanted to communicate that in a video, just sit down and talk about it. But I was really interested to see what you guys think. I mean, I'm on chapter 4 at the moment. I've only got one round to go, round 6, and before I attempt that, because round 5 I did today, and it was a real pain in the butt, especially the fact that the 20% boosts are not currently active. So yeah, I did it 20% gimped, but now I know that I can probably do round 6 when I have 20% more health, because that's roughly about the difficulty increase, so that makes me confident. But I've already spent, I think it's about 400 units, and I have Scarlet Witch, I have a really good team, and I consider myself quite a good player. And while this challenge should only, be achievable by good players, anybody that's played through it can really tell that it's a money sink. And I don't know, guys, it just doesn't feel great to do, knowing that you can't play around a certain stuff, you're going to die, you just have to go in with quite a bit of money to play revives. That's what I kind of liked about Realm of Legends when you have perfect block. I mean, if you played it absolutely perfectly, you didn't have to spend any money or units, but there was still an an element of difficulty and challenge across the different encounters with different stuff that you had to play around, whether it was timing with specials, whether it was buffs like Unstoppable, whether it was stuff like evading Scarlet Witch's abilities, or, you know, having to kind of pull back on the damage when you had heal block and a lot of stacks of poison. And on Wolverine, you know, either getting to that insanely high combo with Star-Lord, or, you know, using Guillotine and playing really, really aggressively. That's kind of a challenge that I liked and enjoyed, but as far as Ming-Na's challenge is gone, I'm just really not enjoying it. Like, I want the rewards. I mean, the rewards are crazy. The rewards kind of amount to, I think it's about between 5,000 and 7,000 units, the equivalent if you were to buy them. So it's definitely worth doing if you do have the champions, but I just don't like that it's so crappy that you have to spend so many units in order to complete it. Because, you know, looking at that in terms of like real money, that's like a good 40 odd quid. If I were, you know, buying units, which I occasionally do buy. The only time I've bought units recently is for the Gambit crystals, and I've already used all my leftover ones. I've got a few more revives left though, but I know that I'm either going to have to grind arena for quite a bit, or just pay a bit of money to finish off the final chapter with ease. So yeah, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to do yet. We have just over under 6 days left on the quest. But anyway, guys, I'd really, really like to get your opinion on Ming-Na's Cavalry Challenge and kind of your experience with Insanity and what you believe, you know, the quest. Just your kind of thoughts on the whole matter. I'm really, really interested to read some other perspectives on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this gave you a bit of an insight. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more awesome Marvel Contest of Champions content, hit that subscribe button. Apart from that, guys, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.